Hi, everybody. Like I say in my video, I'm not responsible. If anybody gets hurt, it's just my opinion. And today I'm with my sidekick, Michaela. Today I'll be talking about what is Jaded Pickett Smith. I do this sometimes. I do a thing about a subject about celebrities and what I think they are, if they're narcissistic, if they're psychopath or sociopaths, or are they just normal or empaths or whatever. So I'll tell you what my thoughts of a general thing is Jada Pickett Smith was born September 18th, 1971. She's 54. She's been married for a long time, for I think over 20, almost 20 years or something like that, to Will Smith. She's a Virgo, and she has two kids with Will with Will Smith. Uh, Jaded Smith and Willow Smith. And yeah, and I'll tell you what I think she is. First, I'll tell you what's been going on in the past. She's been linked to Tupac, the rapper. She dated him for a long time, and then before he got killed, uh, and then she met Will Smith, um, and and then they got married and they had the two kids. He was married previous, and she met him and had has two children with him. And she has a talk show that she does, and says she has an open marriage, and she goes and tells everybody her personal life. And she's been has says she has an open marriage. You know what an open marriage is. It's basically you can see anybody you want, date anybody, even though you're married. It's like they say, to me, I don't know, whatever. I don't care. People have an open, if both people want it, then I don't have a problem with that. But they have to be, whatever. But this is about her. And this is what I think she is. She had an affairs with her kids, her son's one of his friends who was under 18 or a minor, which I think is wrong. That's my opinion and that's my thoughts. To have someone under the age of 18 and have, he said he had his consent and she didn't care, having an affair with someone who's your friend, your son's friend. No, I think that's wrong. She doesn't do boundaries and everything. And she flaunts it in front of Will Smith. That's nuts. Crazy. And he probably feels embarrassed. She doesn't seem to give her ass. Sometimes I swear. Yeah. And she feels entitled, and the slapper when I think it was Chris was joking at the Oscars, and first she thought it was funny, and then she didn't, and he came up to Will Smith came up to Chris and slapped him across the face, because he was only kidding. Comedians joke around all the time. She couldn't take the joke, or she thought she was being offended. Because I think she just wanted, she didn't like being criticized, and she could have talked to him in the back and said, "Hey, Chris, knock it off," instead of making a scene, and making Will, your husband, look bad, and people will talk about this for years, and it will make him look bad, and his people won't want to be around Will Smith, and they will be uncomfortable around him if he gets set off, being pissed off, like his wife can't handle it. You know, A lot of these people think, oh, she's like a feminist saying, oh, I can take care of myself, but then you have to have your husband. So, yeah, all right. This is what I think she is. I think she's a sociopath because like I said, she doesn't do boundaries. She has an affair with people under the age. Her son's friend has an open marriage, which I don't care one way or another. She talks about her love life in public and doesn't care what people think. You don't have to be a sociopath without killing someone. You can be. There's a lot of sociopaths, and she's also a narcissistic because narcissistic and sociopaths come hand in hand. You can have both. And seems very entitled. She treats people like crap. I don't think she has any empathy. She doesn't feel sorry for people. She thinks she's beyond it. She probably treats people like crap when she's out. People want her autograph, and she says, oh, I don't want to do it. She's probably all that. Like she thinks she's better than other people. Yeah, I think she's a sociopath because she doesn't have any empathy. That's what sociopaths, they don't care about other people. They don't have boundaries. They have affairs with people underage or stuff like that. I just think she's horrible. I do not like her. I despise Jaded Pickett Smith. And also, she's in trouble now with some guy who worked with Will Smith. He associate with him, and she didn't like him, so she was nasty to him and treated him. I guess she was jealous of him, because she wants to be the one in control of Will Smith and how things go, and she has to take a back seat, and she doesn't like that. She doesn't like to not be in control. Narcissistic and sociopaths, yeah, they want to be in control. So I think she's a sociopath. That's my opinion. If you have a comment, you can put it below and think what you think she is. A lot of people think she's not. They might just think she's a narcissistic because there's a lot of them in Hollywood. I'll probably make more videos on celebrities and people who I think are narcissistic. I think the next one I'll make will be Tom Cruise. You guys can guess what you think I'll think of Tom Cruise, what I think he is. Yeah, because she treats people like crap, I hate narcissistic because I've known people who are. Stay away. She's toxic, people. Stay away from toxic people, because they don't care about you. They'll hurt you and abuse you. I think eventually I don't see Will Smith dumping her unless she does something major happens. I think she's the one who's going to dump him if they ever get a divorce. Because right now, you'd think he'd be so sick and tired of her crap that, he's been programmed with her. You would think he would, he's sort of enabling her. So, what can you do? If he's not willing to leave her, I think eventually she'll get tired of him, find someone else, divorce him, take him to the cleaners because he's a famous person. She's only been on a few movies, and she was in A Different World for I think the last 2 seasons of The Different World. She was okay actress. She's okay. He's made millions, Independence Day. I didn't like the Last Prince of Bel-Air. It was okay. I didn't think it was that great, but a lot of people did. But I liked his other ones. I liked him in Bad Boys, the first one, and some other of his movies have been great, But if they get a divorce, I think it will be her doing it, like I said, because it seems like he's an enabler and he doesn't want to leave. I don't know why. I guess like the saying goes, love is deaf, dumb, and blind in some cases, or I don't know. You can't say it's for the kids. That doesn't fly in 2025. I don't think people stay for the kids anymore, and most of their kids are grown. And another reason why I don't like her is she sent her teenage son at the age of 15 out to live on his Oh, and he had to be emancipated, you know? So, you know, she treats her kids like they're adults. That's another reason I don't like her. You know, you have to set boundaries on your kids, and then they'll turn out, if you don't, they're going to turn out like you, narcissistic or sociopath. So that's, sorry if I made this long, but I think Jada Pickett is a sociopath, you know? All right, till my next video, take care and bye-bye.